welcome to Car Peasants. I was supposed to do an update video on the Brera I have. It's right there next to me, but instead I got the chance to have this Alfa Giulia for the weekend, so you know what I had to do. Drive around in it a lot. Just basically few words sum up the vehicle. I'm in love. Seriously, I would buy this car in a heartbeat. This is the 2-liter 200 horsepower version, super trim level, and it's amazing. Yesterday I went for a little drive, which turned out to be like 3 hours long. I can't believe how well they have managed to make the chassis of the car. It's like awesome. You can really drive fast in the corners. It stays quite level, and still there's no compromise to comfort. I mean, it's really comfortable. Doesn't feel too firm at any speed really, unlike the German cars, which often, when they're sporty, the chassis goes like really, chassis is like really rigid and stuff, and you just keep on bouncing in the car in every small pothole in the road. Especially here in Finland, when the roads aren't in that great of condition nowadays. This car feels really comfortable, but yeah, at the same time, you can really hit it in the corners much more than in the Brera. Of course, Brera is also really comfortable. The chassis, I really like it, but it tends to lean a bit more in the corners. I don't really mind, but after driving this car, it feels just so much more advanced. And I really love the interior, how it's just great in every way. Yeah, without further talk, let's go for a drive. I seem to be running out of petrol again. Oh dear. Oh yeah, oh my god, I want this car so bad. I have to say something negative about the car, or it seems that I'm looking at it through a pair of Alfa Romeo glasses. Only these are really small inconveniences, and really, if it had no faults, how could I love it? The first thing, there's a really annoying sound coming from the air conditioning. I think it's coming from some of the vents, but all the time there's like this hissing sound. And no, it's not from the wind or anything. It comes when you're standing still. But yeah, clearly it comes from the fan or something, but that's really annoying. Maybe there's a leaf or something stuck in the vents, or it's in every one of them. Also, these paddles are a bit in the way, really. The wipers and turn indicator stalks are like straight behind them, and really you have to reach around the paddle shifters to be able to use them. Actually, I thought it would be a bigger problem at first when I saw the alignment of them, but they are actually quite easy to use. And also, the same paddle shifters I thought are like ridiculous and in a stupid place. They're like enormous. They are really, really huge. But actually they are quite well thought of and easy to use from there. See what I'm talking about? It's directly behind the stalk for the gears, for the manual shifters, and the same thing on this side. There was something else wrong with it, but I'm having trouble remembering what it is now when I'm driving it. Well, yeah, some wind noise comes through and... right! The only thing I really don't like at all is the sound it makes. When you start the car cold, firstly it sounds like a diesel engine. I think it's not very civilized in the way it sounds. And yeah, this is the petrol version, as I said, it's the 2-liter petrol version. But yeah, I think the engine should sound more Italian. There should be some burble or rumble or something in the engine and exhaust. Yeah, it sounds too Japanese, I would say. So that's something I really miss. Something to the exhaust note. Of course, that problem would easily be solved by buying the Quadrifoglio version, but considering if you are buying a car for everyday use, this is the version I would probably have anyway. Of course, if I had the money, I would buy the Quadrifoglio. Yeah, this is pretty much the entry-level version with the engine and trim level, so still, yeah, it should sound more Alfa. Oh, and the steering feel is so lovely. So precise, so crisp, but not in a way that it makes the car feel nervous while driving at speeds, or yeah, it doesn't feel nervous. The interior of the car is also rather nice. Everything is surprisingly logical. You can find every button without really knowing it beforehand. I really like the screen, how it's made there. No edges like every other car nowadays have in their setup. Also, yeah, the scrolling thing here works rather well as well, and yeah, it's surprisingly user-friendly. Although I have to say I like quirky interiors in cars, so I wouldn't mind if there were some weird solutions here, but actually there are a few. Well, this is not weird, but it's just cool. The starter button on the steering wheel, and as I said earlier, the flaps are quite strange in their position. But also one thing I really don't understand, it works well in most of the situations, but sometimes when you use the indicator, you can see the stalk returns back to its rest position, and if it doesn't disengage with the steering wheel, you have to do this to make it stop. But sometimes when you're driving a bit over eagerly, you are turning and then you want to get the turn indicator off, you accidentally press the other one on. So that's awkward in traffic. It makes it seem like the whole cockpit is full of hands while driving. Oh my god. But yeah, those are really minor inconveniences in an otherwise well-made interior. I especially like the headrests, very similar to Brera's headrests with the logo embroidered in the leather. That's a nice touch. Yeah, overall I have to say it's a 9 out of 10 car. If someone buys a Giulia, don't think they will be disappointed. Thanks for watching.